In the last video, I talked about how connection often starts to feel unsafe before anyone understands why. This video is about one of the most common ways that happens, and it's subtle enough that most people miss it completely. So what happens when desire becomes fused with fear? I want to say this clearly before we go further. Desire itself isn't the problem. Wanting closeness isn't wrong. Wanting intimacy doesn't make you needy or manipulative. Desire is a healthy human impulse. The problem starts when desire becomes responsible for regulating fear. When I say regulating fear, I don't mean panic or obvious anxiety. I mean the subtle, unsettled feeling in the body, the tension, the restlessness, the need for something to be resolved right now so you can relax. When the nervous system doesn't feel stable, it looks for relief. And very often, it looks for that relief through another person. When you care about someone and things feel uncertain, the nervous system looks for stability. And without realizing it, desire can start to carry that weight. It's no longer just, I want you. It quietly becomes, I need this to feel okay. This is usually where the urge for clarity comes from. Not because clarity is inherently necessary, but because uncertainty is uncomfortable for the body. Clarity starts to feel like relief, and the nervous system begins to chase that relief. And when that happens, something changes in how desire shows up. Invitations start to feel tighter, questions start to feel urgent, silence feels heavier than it should. Not because anyone is doing something wrong, but because the body is trying to settle itself through another person. You might notice yourself wanting reassurance, not because you don't trust the other person, but because your body doesn't feel settled yet. Or you might want clarity right now. Not because clarity is necessary, but because uncertainty feels activating. It can feel like something just isn't right, and you want to figure it out now before it gets worse. This is what dysregulation often looks like. Not chaos, not drama, just the body saying, I don't feel steady yet, and I want this moment to fix that. This is where desire stops being an invitation and starts becoming pressure. On the receiving end, that pressure is felt, even if it's never named. And when desire carries urgency, it stops feeling free to respond. What once felt wanted can start to feel required. On the other side, it can feel like being asked to hold something that doesn't belong to you. Not because the other person meant to give it to you, but because their nervous system didn't know where else to put it. And over time, that weight changes how safety feels. What once felt free and open can just start to feel like something you need space from, just to breathe again. Integrated desire can wait. Dysregulated desire cannot. When I say integrated, I don't mean suppressed or detached. Integrated desire is still alive. It still wants, just isn't urgent. It isn't asking the other person to regulate the nervous system. It can tolerate uncertainty without collapsing or pushing. Integrated desire says, I want you, and I can hold that want without needing to fix how I feel. Dysregulated desire says, I want you, and I need your response to calm my system down. This doesn't make someone bad, it makes them human. Most people were never taught how to hold desire without attaching it to fear of loss. And when desire is fused with fear, safety erodes. Not through cruelty, but through pressure that no one intended to create. And then understanding this isn't about suppressing desire. It's about learning how to hold it without leaking pressure. In the next video, I'll talk about how to tell the difference between space that restores safety and distance that creates disconnection.